Welcome back friends to this video on Vipassana. In the last video we saw that the theory behind Vipassana is what we have studied. Now in this video I quickly want to cover three things. One is what exactly happens inside the mind as we do Vipassana, the process of Vipassana. Second, I want to teach you a small technique which is a precursor to Vipassana. It is called as the Anapan meditation. So without doing this Anapan, your brain does not become sharp enough, or your focus rather does not become sharp enough to actually do Vipassana. Without doing this precursor kind of an exercise, it is almost impossible to even start on Vipassana, which is why I will cover these three in sequence. The first thing, quickly, a little bit of theory. So we know that there is a conscious brain, there is a subconscious brain. Any incident that happens in this world, whether it is a positive incident or a negative incident, your conscious brain is able to comprehend that information, pass on that information to subconscious with the right amount of intensity. If the intensity is tremendous, let's say negatively tremendous, it will create some kind of an impact internal inside your body, which will lead to releasing of certain hormones, certain enzymes, which may not be desirable for the stability of your body. And equal and opposite is the positive kind of inputs that your conscious brain keeps on getting. Some incidents which leads to a lot of happiness is equally harmful. You will be surprised to know, but it is equally harmful. Though you are feeling very happy about it, the subconscious brain will create different kind of vibrations which will secrete separate kind of enzymes, not necessarily the earlier ones, but some of the earlier ones also, and it creates some kind of instability in the system. So the balance of the system is slightly taken off guard by both these mechanisms, positive as well as negative. It is how your body reacts to it. Now, if there was a mechanism for you to understand what's going on in this world, whatever be the intensity of the negativity that happens, an accident of a near and dear one, or death of a near and dear one, or you win a huge lottery ticket, anything that happens, you are able to understand that, you are able to pass on this information to even the subconscious. But if there was a way to control how the subconscious behaves, that is what we are looking for, and that is exactly what Vipassana is all about. In order to achieve Vipassana, in order to do Vipassana as an exercise, to achieve the results which I mentioned just now, you require a sharp focused brain, sharp focus. To achieve this sharp focus, we need to do one exercise first. You gain some amount of mastery in this exercise called the Anapan. We call it the Anapan in the Vipassana parlance. You can call it anything, the name is not very important, but you have to perform this focus kind of an exercise. There can be a parallel different exercise which may also develop focus. Very good, very fine. You can do that as well. But this is proven to give you focus, and you can use it during Vipassana. So before we jump into Vipassana, let us do Anapan for a few moments. Now what is Anapan? In Anapan, you have to focus on your breath. You use your own breath and your brain, the synchronization of your brain to the breath, in such a way that you do not for any moment leave this area of your breath. Which means you imagine, after you can close your eyes, imagine yourself seated somewhere near your nose, with the brain seated over here. You are observing your breath as if you are a guard of this nose, and what breath is coming inside, you just feel that. Then you feel what is going outside this breath, from where it is going inside, whether it's left side or whether it is right side. You feel that every breath that you take should not be unattended, which means you should have a razor sharp attention towards your breath. You should not use any other kind of prop or anything like that to distract your attention or utter some chanting, nothing. Just focus on your breath. Do not allow your attention to go away. While doing that exercise, you will find that within some few seconds you start thinking about something else. It is but human nature. We start thinking about something else while we are breathing quite normally. But that is not the exercise. You need to come back. Don't feel bad about it. You have to come back. Again, you start doing that exercise. You start doing that and keep doing it till maybe such a time where you achieve some good amount of control over your attention, over your focus. There is no breath control that we are talking about here. You have to naturally breathe. But the focus should be that, okay, for the last 2 minutes, I have not missed even a single breath. I have seen where from it is going, how it is coming, and fully attentive. If you achieve this 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, then you are good enough to start Vipassana. So your first exercise, you know what to do to make your brain razor sharp. Now let's begin Vipassana. Vipassana is, like I mentioned in the earlier video, is using your own body to learn from the subconscious what the subconscious knows, and then allowing your conscious brain to control the subconscious and telling it not to react. Now this may sound very hazy in this definition kind of a phase, so I will tell you exactly. With this razor sharp brain that you have just now done with this earlier exercise, you begin Vipassana. Sit in a comfortable posture. There should be nothing much around you because we don't want distractions. It should be an enclosed environment to start with. Since you are not an expert on Vipassana, you cannot sit outside somewhere near a waterfall like in the earlier video. No, that is not the way Vipassana is done. That was just a graphical image kept for enhancement of the video. But in reality, Vipassana will be done in an environment where you don't get disturbed at all by any sounds, any voices, even the temperature of your air conditioner. Everything should be set in such a way that you should not feel disturbed. Everything should be room temperature. As far as possible, don't put the AC on and be relaxed. Clothing should be relaxed. Once you do that, you sit in a comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Closing eyes is necessary for that focus. Close your eyes and then focus on one particular spot. Any particular spot will do. You can start with on the top of your head over here. Focus on the cell, one particular cell on the top of your head, and just keep focusing on that without having any emotional turmoil, without feeling that, oh, I am not getting anything over there, why should I focus? Nothing like that. Just impartially keep on focusing. The objective is to find out what is this sensations that this cell is getting. Slowly you will start finding, oh, this cell is having some different types of sensations. Maybe it has become a little bit sweaty. Maybe it is feeling a little bit hotter or colder. Maybe there is a itchy kind of a sensation. There can be some 15-20 kinds of sensations which maybe I cannot attach a word to it, but there may be variety of sensations that a particular spot over here or a cell can feel. So what is it that this cell is feeling? How many different types? Just try to focus on that. And believe me, it is going to be very tough initially. It's going to be damn boring and tough. It's not easy to just keep focusing purposelessly on one cell. Okay. Now, once you achieve that, and suppose if you are able to get this sensation faster, or maybe you are not getting the sensation fast enough. So do not get too excited or happy about things when you get it, and when you don't get it, do not get frustrated, because that is the purpose of the exercise. What you are doing is, though it may be a very frustrating thing for you, you are telling your subconscious brain not to get frustrated. Who is telling that? Your conscious brain is constantly telling your subconscious brain that, okay, the result that you wanted is not getting achieved. It's okay. Or the result that you wanted is achieved within seconds. Do not get elated. It's fine. It's okay. Just plainly move to the next step. repeat the exercise. Once you get for the first cell, you repeat the exercise for the other cell. Do it for the other cell. Third cell, fourth cell, fifth cell, you keep on doing. Body, nose, face, keep on doing the entire body. It will take a long time. Nothing else you have to do. You keep on doing that. Hence, Vipassana cannot be done by anybody and everybody. It requires this focus first. Once you achieve focus, then only you are able to do such kind of an exercise with great patience. Otherwise, people will feel this is purposeless. What am I doing? Just focusing on some cells, and from morning to evening, sometimes they do it at the center. Nothing else they do for the entire day. So if you are doing that, what is the purpose and what do you achieve that? Maybe on day 2, day 3, they accelerate. I have attended that session. They accelerate. They are able to do both the sides simultaneously. But that is not for you to do if you have not done it Vipassana ever. You have to start cell by cell only, and you keep on doing one by one without reacting much, without reacting at all. Don't get too happy. Don't get too sad, or in fact don't get happy at all, or don't get sad at all. It is a plain kind of movement from one cell to another and experiencing the feeling. So what are you achieving once you keep doing this? There are two primary things that you achieve. One thing that you achieve is that you are training your subconscious brain in such a way that it becomes really in control of your conscious brain. So similarly, when you apply yourself to this external world, this exercise you are doing with your internal world, but you apply yourself to the external world, something happens, you understand the impact of that. But your brain is tuned to harness your subconscious in such a way that your reactions are quite balanced, and people start looking at you as a very mature person, that this person doesn't seem to be very reactive, unnecessarily reactive. He is able to, or she is able to take decisions at very crucial junctures of life, critical aspects of life, when others may get really lost about the thing. This person is able to hold his or her steed and move with good confidence. So this will be the external manifestation, but internally you will be a balanced person. So that is one big advantage. Focus will be tremendous focus. So all this I combine into one advantage. The second advantage is that because you are using your body as a medium to do this exercise, you start gaining actual insights about your body as well. You start gaining knowledge of what is this cells experiencing, which like never before, and slowly you are able to go internal also. You are able to see, sense what is going on inside your body. And maybe one day, now this is a little bit far-fetched, I am not saying that each of us here can experience this, what I am going to just mention. Maybe one day you will achieve a state where internally everything that you have internally you have touched upon through your subconscious brain, and your conscious brain is deriving that information, and you suddenly touch upon such a part internally that you discover that this is the real me. They call it the soul, or whatever you want to call it. This is me, this particular cell or this particular essence is me. And they say that once you touch upon that part, that is the nirvana state. And once you achieve that, you start feeling compassion towards all your fellow men, fellow people, and not only people, not only humans, animals, plants, anything. You start feeling extreme compassion, and you are able to see them as one. All of us are one, that way. But anyway, that is a Buddha state, which I just mentioning that. I am not saying that everybody is here to achieve the Buddha state. Anywhere you are able to achieve whatever from your current state, if you achieve 2 notches a little bit up, that is also desirable. So this was in a nutshell. I wanted to give you a compact view of what is meant by Vipassana and how it is done. The Vipassana videos you can see, maybe there are many Vipassana videos about how it is actually performed. So I did not put up that kind of a video, but I will certainly put up my own experience in one of the Vipassana centers, and I think that will be worthwhile, because you may want to visit, and you should visit a Vipassana center where you will learn this technique repeatedly for 10 days, in such a way that it will become very difficult for you to even forget this technique. And if you were to follow it religiously for even 5 minutes, there you will do for 10 days altogether. But here, after coming back in your busy schedule, even if you follow it for 5 minutes, you will find that you are a different personality altogether. So I wish you all success for your Vipassana journey. It is not just coincidental that you are listening to this. Maybe it is destined that you are going to follow this kind of a path, which is why you are able to hear such things. And I strongly believe in that. Do subscribe to this channel so that you will be able to see the forthcoming videos as well. Do press the bell icon so that the video pops up. This is enough for today, and let's meet the next time on the next video. Thank you very much for watching this one.